And we are back with the coverage of the Halo 5 Pro Series. Up now, we have Cartel up against Skitlite and Wonderboy. It's going to be another one of those ones where it could go the distance. Do you think so?
No, I don't think so.
Come on,
you can team me up all you like. I'm not gonna submit to your hold on this commentary team. All right, I feel like this is very one-sided. On the one hand, we have Cartel, who were the winners of last week's Halo 5 Pro Series Cup. Obviously, a slight change. We'll get to that, but. On the other side, a Skitlite team that just looks a bit like a thrown-together squad. I'm not going to lie, a good start for them would certainly help affairs. And, well, they've got 4 of Cartel dead, and they've got 2 strongholds of their own. So, certainly not the worst start in the world for them. But key part of Cartel is missing this week, Richie. Legend, who actually was tied for the highest average KD in the first cup. Shout out to Halo Data Hive, of course, for the stats as always, and had the highest average kills and assists per death, and was also in the top 5 for perfect kills a game. So a real impact player lost this week for Cartel. We'll see if Precisionite can step into the shoes of the mostly French squad. The man from Manchester, I believe, stepping up here for Cartel, and it's certainly going to be an adjustment period for them. But Precisionite, Richie, we've seen in Europa Halo tournaments previously, can light up the stage like the best of them.
Yeah, he's got some pretty big boots to fill, but he's got some big feet on him as well, so he's by no means a slouch, and he performed pretty well last week in the Pro Series as well. So as we can see, SLG coming off the rip, he's up towards that railgun area looking to convert this BR, and they had a great start at Skitlite, and just now it looks as though Cartel they've locked it in, and they're hunting for blood now.
Yeah, need to be very careful with their decision making here, Skitlite, because the players on Cartel from this point, as Lundy wins a key fight, I believe, off screen onto SLG, they can essentially play Slayer at this point. They don't need to worry too much about the strongholds. Obviously, they need to keep their own, which is why Beatley is hunting down Precisionite, trying to do just that. But once that triple cap starts to roll for one team or the other, as Beatley's setting up for the new camouflage popping up very, very shortly, you can just play Slayer. You can hunt the kills, you can put as much pressure and damage down as you possibly can fathom, and basically prevent the enemy team getting a foothold back onto the map. Not entirely sure where the camouflage went, if anyone was able to grab that, but Beatley, the main player on the map right now, with the railgun in his possession. I'm going to scroll through the POVs here, Richie, just to see if there's a camouflage about us. And it doesn't look like it, so maybe the camouflage player was taken down, or maybe I've missed something completely obvious.
Well, he is hard to spot as the camo player, so if he is around, can you just put your hand up and say, I'm over here? We're having difficulty trying to track you down, but Beatley with the railgun misses that shot on Engine 1 player. You've still got 1 stronghold in their favour, but need to start turning a couple more in their favour as well, as they're down on points early doors. Cartel looking strong right off the rip. SLG feels the wrath of Beatley's railgun. He throws a nade, you have to say, maybe a misthrow. That grenade was a little bit heavier than he anticipated. And it hits that back wall and travels down under the bridge. But Precisionite caught unawares for a moment by Beatley. Great move down him, but he has to reload at the worst moment. But he takes down SLG. But Precisionite gets away with his life. Fortunately for him, Beatley had to reload.
A nice little run there for Beatley. A killing spree will help his team try and get some foothold back on the map. But there's one thing, again, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, Richie, is, you know, power weapon kills separate the top teams. If they can get railguns, they can get scatter shots and really put them into practice. We saw it earlier. Mocket seemed to be putting good pushes together, but once they got the power weapons, they weren't able to convert. And that was the difference maker in that series. We're going to see the same situation here from Skitlite if they're not careful. Crossman on the receiving end of a pretty horrible situation. A triple cap in Cartel's favour, and Precisionite off screen has camouflage as well. So this sticky situation just got even stickier, Richie.
Yeah, Precisionite actually off screen done a great job of keeping the hill over towards BR in his team's favour. He snuck into the hill with the camouflage, played it in the corner, picked himself up a couple of kills as well. So he made sure that BR base did not go over towards Skitlite, and boy oh boy, our Cartel on a roll. 72 points without reply from Skitlite, and it's looking ominous for them now.
Yeah, Seeker trying to play for the camouflage there. I'm honestly not sure what's happened with the camouflage, because Precisionite had the camouflage, right? It usually runs out after a minute. He had it, just before the 8-minute mark. So I'm not sure if that camo is super late, or whether or not.
Yeah, it's super late. He had it for a long time.
Or whether or not he did have it for an extended period. We'll have to see. Either way, a bit of confusion on the map might just help Skitlite out, as they're about to maybe bank a triple cap of their own. Good kills going in their favor. And if they can continue to slay Cartel here, then again it goes back to that game of Slayer that you play when you are in a triple cap situation. You have to push in, you have to try and contend with the weak players, which is what Skitlite do. Outcast with a killing spree off screen, and Shady might just get the jump on him here. But, well, Shady trying to camouflage. It's over a minute late. So big scramble here for both teams.
Yeah, the camouflage, a bit like your morning train. It's never ever on time, but it looks as though one of the Skitlite players, his Crossman, has picked up the camouflage. It's in his chest now. He's looking to utilize that. It's a great response from Skitlite, who had a triple cap for the longest time, and a great work out of Outcast off screen. But Crossman still has that camouflage. I'm looking to convert this base now on the outside.
Maybe, like Richie, a bit of a language barrier coming into play there, because if you remember, it was Precisionite, the man from England, who was grabbing the camouflage before this one. So maybe Seeker just not knowing the exact timing. Maybe again a bit of a language barrier situation going on. Time will tell if that will pay dividends either way. But Crossman here, if he can get this kill onto Seeker, it's a big one to get, and he doesn't do so. That's camouflage in the drain. Nest over to Cartel. Big win there from Seeker.
Yep, if that could be a reason this game goes the way it does. If Cartel get themselves the win, we could look back on that one play from Seeker as a turning point, as it was neck and neck up until that point. But Seeker is on a roll now. Crossman was unable to use that camouflage in the end. Down to his last bullet, gets a killing spree. Seeker is on an absolute tear at the moment. Can he take down Crossman? Of course he can, and he'll convert that nest back over to his favor with one railgun shot left. And it looks as though it looks like Outcast on S4 takes him down as well. Seeker, you're going off, fella.
He really is taking over this game. It often happens on Rig Strongholds. If you can get a player firing early and grab that railgun, put it into practice as Seeker has. And he's on a 6 spree right now, I believe. 2 assists to his name as well in this life alone. If he can stay alive, which he does, all 4 down for Skitlite. Total control for Cartel. That, my friend, is what we call a GG. Maybe time for one last desperate push from Skitlite, but they need to stop the bleeding. Seeker's going to contest. Seeker's going to win the game.
Seeker finally taken down. That one gunfight, he shot every single player on Skitlite. They just couldn't take him down. He was fighting the world, and a great job out of him. It's almost single-handedly taking that game by the scruff of its neck in the latter stages and taking it to the W screen for the players there. As you see, Seeker went off huge there. 9 captures he got, and over towards the kill column, 20 kills in his favor. 20 kills is a huge number in strongholds, and actually 7 more kills than his closest teammate, which was Shady. So Seeker picking up where Legend left off.
Yeah, it really is. Complete performance there from Seeker. It's what you want to see for a Cartel team that you could argue maybe lacking a bit of firepower this week with their main teammate Legend not in action. Not sure why that is, whether or not that's a team change or whether or not Precisionite is just standing in. We'll have to chat to SLG and find out what's going on there. But also big ups to Precisionite. 11 kills, 14 assists. Obviously combined is 25. Seeker's 2 combined was 27. So, Precisionite was laying the damage down and laying the foundations for Seeker and SLG and Shady, obviously, to make moves around the map and prioritize those strongholds. Good stand there from Skitlite, a lot closer than I thought it would be, and they had opportunities to win the game. But Cartel's firepower and Seeker in particular, that fresh 4 down wipe at the end for Skitlite was, the nail in the coffin.
I did ask Wonder Boy before the game started. I said, I think it's going to be close. What do you think? And he said no.
I said no.
Let the record reflect that he said no. And that game was pretty close. It was all down to one single play from Seeker, who really just took the game by the scruff of its neck. But up until that point, it was neck and neck, and both teams it was a tightly contested game. But now we will be moving on to Slayer on Plaza, and it could be anyone's game here. Over shield, sniper rifle, all the good stuff. What way do you see this one going?
Well, if I was going to go full Wes Price, I would say the one team's winning the series without reply currently. So yeah, it's not that close just yet. Skitlite need to win this Slayer for my money, for them to come back in this series. I think if they're gonna really push Cartel to a game 5, it needs to be done here on Slayer Plaza. A real opportunity to do so. We know the firepower on the likes of Cartel. If you haven't seen SLG with a sniper rifle in Halo 5 at this point, don't know what you're doing with your life, because this man is just a human highlight reel. And the main priority for me, for Skitlite especially, is to prevent that man grabbing the snipe. So we'll see if they have any special tactics or any pressure that comes over to the sniper side of the map, or whether or not they'll prioritize the overshield first.
If you haven't seen SLG with a sniper rifle, then boy oh boy are you in for a treat. This man can put on a clinic. Outcast showed great signs of life in game 1, but here we are on Plaza Slayer, which can typically be a little bit more frantic. Will that benefit them? You have to guess so, but at the same time, the French, they're all in your face. They're all action all the time. They take no nonsense. As the game starts off with a pretty even, putting 3 kills to 3.
Yeah, Outcast is able to grab the sniper. Really nice flank, actually, it was by Lundy, I believe. Oh, Outcast's 3 teammates have gone down, and guess who's grabbed the sniper? They did well off the start to stop him grabbing it, but this man has a sniper radar. He just knows where this thing is on the map at all times. So now we just get to sit back, put our feet up a little bit, Richie, and just watch the shots connect. It's a thing of beauty, this Frenchman. With the sniper in his hands, he just seems to know where everyone on the map is at any time, can hit any shot. Here comes the triple.
Oh, we willed it into existence for you, SLG.
That's really bad.
That's a bad play from SLG. I was expecting an overkill, but not to be at this point. The sniper rifle has dropped, and I would expect him to go straight back over there and pick up what he would call his weapon. Down here on the Prius, on white car. It has many names. Opting to stay low, has a little bit of a flank on, gets a couple of shots into Outcast, who now knows he's there. We'll call that out. SLG on the flank, on the move. Outcast just looking for him, a little bit lost, gets some shots into Beatley. Goes SLG across the map. Beatley, open blue window, as you can see on your screen. SLG had a flank, he looked as though he might go back for his sniper rifle, but opted against it this time. Putting some pressure on Skitlite over here on dip.
Yeah, sniper out of play. That was wasted by Lundy, I believe it was, who was able to scoop that one up. It was Shady putting some good pressure on him, but no sniper in play. I love this flank decision here from Seeker. Really smart from SLG and Precisionite to collapse on the spawn right as the overshield's coming up. That is really, really nice play. That's going to allow Shady to grab the overshield, and now guess what? It's double jeopardy here for Skitlite, because they now have to contend with a man with overshield pushing them. Shady can run around like a man possessed and just clean up the kills. Keep an eye on the kill feed. If we ever switch off his point of view, he's finally taken down, but the amount of resources that went in to taking him down with overshield has allowed an 8-point gap here, Richie, to climb. The problem for SLG and Code currently is that they're not on the side of the map where the sniper is spawning, so expect a big team fight here to try and, well, turn that around and make sure they're in position to grab the new power weapon.
Shady, like a juggernaut on the map, really utilising that overshield to its fullest. And I'd like to just give a rule, for the interest of the sport, can Skitlite just give SLG the sniper rifle at all times? It's what the people want to see. We want to see those clips, we want to see those highlight reels, and SLG will comply. A sniper rifle has popped on the map, and no doubt we'll have a look towards SLG. Look at him, he's sniffing it out, he knows it's there. He's attracted to it like a moth to the flame.
Big fight to win here. Really big fight to win, and he backs Outcast down. Won't be able to grab the sniper just yet, and is taken down before he's able to do so. And the longer this sniper engagement goes on, Richie, the more it might just play into the hands of Skitlite, because if you make Cartel have to fight over the overshield coming up in around 30 seconds time and the sniper rifle, it's going to split their resources. Yes, they'll know the timing on the overshield, and they might prioritize that. But if they do that, you're able to scoop the sniper away. So maybe a good play here from Skitlite would just be keeping that sniper on the spot, keeping Cartel away from it. But, well, Shady scooped it up, and with OS coming up soon, he was the last man to grab it on the map, so he's going to know the timing on that too.
There's an argument to say that maybe keeping the sniper rifle on the weapon pad to bait the side of SLG into it, but maybe at one stage when overshield pops, one power up or power weapon can help you secure the other. And here is the overshield. Shady with the sniper rifle is going to get it. I don't know if I like that play. Maybe he drops the sniper rifle to somebody else. He looks.
You just want to see SLG with the snipe, don't you?
Oh, that's all I want to see. That's the only reason why I'm here. Shady is down. Bottom sniper rifle. He's in a world of hurt. Overshield has been eaten away, depleted. His players are falling left and right. But Shady, he can do a thing or two with the pimple popper. Put some shots into Crossman. He's taken down as well. SLG. Give him the sniper rifle. That's the only reason why I'm here. Drop it to him. Press F key, G key, YY, whatever it is that drops that sniper rifle. Shady's just using it as a baseball bat at the moment. 41 to 30, and it has not gone according to plan if you're a Skitlite player.
It really has not, and the turning point was that prolonged snipe battle when sniper rifle was up on the weapon pad. They win that fight. They are able to grab the snipe, and maybe this deficit is looking a little more healthy going into this next overshield coming up in around a minute's time. But instead, they have to contend with Shady, who is having little to no pressure being put on him by Skitlite, which is obviously being absorbed by the other Cartel members. But well, Shady killing spree, 44 to 32. It's just putting up the numbers right now, isn't it? Cartel. They're just filling in the sheets and just making sure this one is dotted in the I's and crossed in the T's.
Yep, the real Shady has well and truly stood up here on Slayer on Plaza. He puts some shots down onto that player on driveway. Beatley taken down to no shields and ultimately taken down to the respawn screen. And it's only a matter of time now. You can't lose. Just throw everything forward. What is this man doing? 5-shot kill for him as well. He's finally taken down, but what a run that was for Shady.
And the game's over. 50 to 37. That's a bit more of a convincing win for Cartel. Obviously playing with a stand-in this week. Last week's champions. Winning in, I wouldn't say dominant fashion, but it's certainly a bigger margin, or a bigger margin than Skitlite would have hoped, certainly. Taking a look at some of the stats, Shady standing out, 15 and 8 from him with 7 assists as well. Very solid performance. Disappointing, though, from Beatley. 6 and 15 is always going to be dragging your team down a little bit. And when you're losing pivotal fights on the map, as he no doubt was, and putting down minimal damage as well, it's going to be tricky. We spoke about Richie fighting over the sniper, fighting out over the overshield. You can't do that without damage being put down on the map and backing down players. And when one player isn't firing, it's like I don't want to say it's like driving a car with 3 wheels, because that's very possible. Yeah, it's more like driving a car with 1 wheel. It's hard to do and nigh on impossible. Illegal in some countries.
The rubber well and truly came off Beatley's wheel, that much is for sure, as he was down to just steel. But 4 power weapon kills in the favour of Cartel GG and none for Skitlite. And although they were baiting that sniper rifle for the longest time, they were never able to pick it up and never able to really utilise it. And Overshield, time and time again, did seem to go into the hands of Cartel, and they were able to put it to use and able to get that kill margin that they did. And Shady, I wasn't disappointed by him. I was disappointed he didn't drop the sniper rifle to SLG, but I wasn't disappointed by his performance. He was well and truly able to use that to just, I wouldn't say just as good as SLG, but he definitely used it well enough that I don't feel like SLG should be having a strong word in his ear. But we will be going on to CTF Truth now. What way do you see it going, Wonderboy?
Well, I can say that Bossman Kalen has just whispered in our ears and said that to remind us to do giveaways. Right. We hadn't really thought about how to do them. So we'll have a think during the game. We don't have access to Nightbot or anything, so it might just be an interesting information gathering experience, a bit like a scavenger hunt. Who can come back with the answer to a question as soon as possible? Who knows?
I might put my PayPal in the Twitch chat as well. That could definitely be a way to increase your chances of winning any nameplates. That is for sure. But we do start up now on Truth. It's going to be neck and neck, but Skitlite need to answer back now, or I'd say they'll be going home, Harry, but they're already at home. So maybe they'll be going to the kitchen for a drink.
Or the basement, yeah. Or outside.
Maybe they just continue to watch the tournament on Twitch instead. That's what we prefer.
That's what I would do.
Anyway, at the moment, it looks as though early exchanges have gone in favour of Skitlite. Can they build on this? Can they build some momentum? But they have a player behind them now on the flank. It's Sika. He gets a 5. Sika gets a double kill. Great job out of him.
Yeah, really important there from Seeker. I mean, Outcast was trying to provide cover for his teammate who had the camouflage, but Seeker's flank, like you said, he got a double, but most importantly, the second kill of that double was a camouflage player. So, you know, a power-up now, you don't have to worry about if you're Cartel. You can just go back to worrying about winning gunfights like Shady off-screen is. And, well, with 2 down here for Skitlite, about to be 3 as Shady makes it so, they're going to have complete dominance on the Skitlite base and expect a flag run here, Richie, fairly shortly.
Scary thing for Cartels, every single time I see a 1v1 or even sometimes a 1v2, Cartel are winning these engagements every single time, and at some point it's not even really Skitlite's fault. It's just the true brilliance and just skill of the Cartel players. They're just unbelievable. They're so hard to stop once they get going. Any momentum that they have, they build on it and build on it, and the pressure always tells. And there you go, 1 flag cap to 0. We have Skitlite spawning over here on the bubble side. We still have SLG in the blue base being a nuisance.
Yeah, you can see Crossman here trying to post up on top middle and give his team a bit of a landing pad to push from, a bit of a foundation, but you can see the pressure from Cartel always when they sense they're in danger on the map and they sense the other team might just be starting to conjure up a plan. They are so quick to stop that in the waters, and it's a double for Seeker. Wouldn't be surprised to see a triple, but he's taken down by Outcast. Big team fight there to win by Skitlite. Big kills from Outcast and Crossman prevent that being potentially a flag capture. And importantly, Richie, they're able to fight back into their own base now, which gives them a hold on the camouflage side of the map, which, by the way, is coming up momentarily. Seeker, currently the man standing on top of it. We'll see if he's able to scoop it up.
He does, puts it into the chest, and that foundation that Skitlite we're building is finally cemented, it's finally dried up, and they've been able to clear their base of those pesky Frenchmen. But Seeker, he's looking to come again in waves. Shady gets a double kill off screen in the kill feed, but great job out of Seeker with this camouflage, just being a nuisance, putting down damage everywhere, but importantly staying alive on the front base. She knows how important it is to stay alive with the camouflage inside the enemy base. He's going to run the flag. I'd like to see him pass it off to somebody else and maybe be a presence somewhere else, but instead he's going to look to run the flag himself, as their flag actually on the opposite side is being ran out, and we will see that player at the P2 look to go and maybe defend that flag on the opposite side.
Yeah, you could see a bit of hesitance there from Seeker as he was trying to weigh up the options in his head. Can I throw this off to someone else? Can I go in and get the recurve myself instead? Well, he decides to do the latter.
I like that play. I love that play, you know.
It's going to result in a flag capture here, Richie, for Cartel. Wonderful play. He gets the return, and Skitlite caught napping. And passing off the flag is always the appropriate thing to do if you have the camouflage. That's 2-0 now to Cartel.
Sometimes the flag game can be like a relay race. You just pass that baton off to somebody else. You've done your job. You've pulled it. You've got it out to where it needs to be. You can go be an influence somewhere else with that camouflage, which he was. Had the camouflage, snuck up there, recovered the flag, and his teammate then runs the flag in for 2-0. Just vintage Halo out of the guys of Cartel.
Well, Richie, as we're entering the phase of the game where it looks like it's going to be over momentarily, I have a competition. I've thought of something. Whoever is first to tell me the highest average KD of last week's Pro Series Cup, I just need the number, 2 decimal points, please, will get a nameplate. All right, so that's last week's highest average KD. If you don't know where to go, it rhymes with Balo Greater Dive. Go on there and find out if you want a super cool nameplate. I just made that competition up on my head.
That is very cryptic. My competition would have been very simple, of like something like how many fingers am I holding up, but you've gone and kept it nice and Halo related, which I love. And Halo Data Hive, get yourself over there, get the stats.
Yeah, I appreciate there's some guesses in the chat right now, but you're all far away.
Yeah, far away. Lazy people guessing rather than just putting in a little URL. Shame on you people. But also,
Halo Data Hive servers are not great, so we might crash the site just by people trying to scramble to win a nameplate giveaway. We could be here for a while. So highest average KD of last week's EU Halo 5 Pro Series Open Cup, please. Take it away,
Answers below for Wonder Boy's competition that he's made up on the spot. A pretty decent one as well. All I was going to do was how many fingers am I holding up, but that will do me.
We have a winner. It's Sned, 1.848. It was Batchford. It was also Legend. There was a few players tied up there. 1.48. Congratulations, Sned. Make sure you DM Europa Halo on Twitter. Kalen's sorting everything. He's a good lad. He's not here today, but he's doing everything.
He is whispering in our ears to do giveaways when we don't have control of Nightbot as well.
You've got to think of the next one. That was a good one. I thought that was quite from off the top of the dome. I thought that was quite good.
How many nameplates do we have? How many competitions are we actually doing?
Well, we were supposed to do one in the quarterfinals, so we probably should do 2 more.
I think we throw you into an FFA, and whoever wins gets the nameplate, and we just record your every move.
Yeah, we can't. We can't do that.
Well, we could. We definitely could. We probably shouldn't, but we could.
No, we shouldn't. Just off screen, just looking at some of the stats, 2 and 13 from Outcast is again a situation for Skitlite where one of the 4 players isn't performing to the best that they possibly can, whether or not he was getting singled out or whether or not he was taking unnecessary fights. We didn't see enough of his point of view to see exactly what was going wrong. What we did see a lot of was Cartel's relentless pressure. As soon as they felt like they were losing a little slight semblance of control on the map, they rectified it with aggression and winning pivotal fights. I'm really, really excited to see how they do in the next match, which will be, Richie, the grand finals. So all to play for. We're about to see if Cartel is legit. And if they can win the second Halo 5 Pro Series in a row, well, I think they might just be.
Was there an end? What?
They might just be legit. Were you not listening to what I was saying?
No, I switched off. Sometimes when you talk, I totally zone out. I was staring at the wall, came back. But anyway, we're back.
Here's an easy way to remember it. If I stop talking, that's when you start talking.
I would love to see a grand finals between Power and Cartel, and maybe we'll get that, as Power are currently 2-0 up. So if they win one more map, we will get a tasty, tasty grand finals. But we're going to take a short break. We'll be back with grand finals very, very shortly.